Oh.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today I'm joined by Padma Lakshmi. You know her from Top Chef, Thursdays on Bravo, and you can pick up her new book, The Encyclopedia of Spices and Herbs, which is available now. Padma, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to eat these wings.
I always ask people how they are with hot food, but with you, it's kind of a lifestyle, right?
It is. I mean, I don't go for extremely hot, like, Carolina Reaper or the Trinidad Scorpion. Those are probably the hottest peppers in the world that we know
two
of.
Carolina Reapers.
Have you really?
It's like the dumbest thing you can do.
Yeah,
I did it 2 times.
I literally licked my pinky and took a tiny taste of the powdered version, and I gotta tell you, I was worried for myself. I have to protect my digestive tract because the only person who eats every single thing made on Top Chef
is Padma.
That's right.
You ready to try this one out?
Sure, let's go.
This first one is sriracha, and you know about sriracha. Sriracha is no big deal.
No big deal.
So I really only have like 2 goals with this show, and one of them I've already accomplished. I wanted a sandwich named after me, and thanks to Arnold's Bar and Grill in Cincinnati, I have the Sean Evans Spicy Cuban Sandwich. The next thing on that list is I want to be in the New York Times Sunday Routine Feature section, and you had a great one in 2009 where you introduced the concept of the bed picnic.
Yes.
For the unenlightened, can you explain what a bed picnic is?
I can. It's basically when you get up in the morning, you make your bed, you have a shower, you put on a pair of crisp pajamas or whatever you like, and then you make a bunch of different sandwiches and you cut them nicely and you pretty much create a platter of sandwiches, and then you make a huge pot of tea, and maybe even doing a marathon of some show you like or whatever now.
I think a lot of people do that on Sundays, but they don't have the dignity with it. I think a lot of people are just in their sweats with their laptops open, just eating on their beds.
You actually think of it as the activity, so you feel no guilt or shame. It's not like, oh, I was such a, schlub today and I just stayed home. You say, no, I'm having a bed picnic.
That's a bed picnic.
Oh, fine.
Recently, we had Tom Colicchio on the show, and we did a Top Chef rapid fire with him, so I think it's only fair to the fans that we do a Padma edition as well. Guest judge who had the worst table manners.
Where do I start? This guy, Sam Nazarian, who is a restaurateur and not an actual chef, in the Napa finale, had bad manners. I'll leave it at that.
Favorite host city?
New Orleans. Or Charleston. I have to say, I did not know what to expect. I've never been to Charleston, and this season we're there. I spent 6 weeks there. It is awesome.
Is there a celebrity host that you're dying to have on the show, but because of scheduling or whatever, you haven't been able to make it work, but you're dying?
Alice Waters.
Alice Waters.
Yeah, I'd love to get her on the show. I would have loved to have Paul Bocuse on the show, or if she were still alive, I would love to have Julia Child.
And you and Tom have been attached at the hip now for so long with the show. What's Tom Colicchio's most annoying habit?
Now I don't care. I'm used to it because he's like my TV husband. I sat next to him for 10 years, but like he has a tendency to show every single thing he's thinking on his face, especially if he doesn't have to hide his feelings.
Tom can't fake it.
No. For a while, no matter what I would say, he would just roll his eyes. And now I have a 6-year-old at home who does the same thing, so I know how to deal with her because I've been dealing with Tom for a long time. I love this company, actually.
El Yucateco? I do too. Big time El Yucateco guy over here. I got El Yucateco basketball shorts. You're oftentimes on the scene, red carpets, lots of famous friends, but the one that we're interested in is Q World Star.
Oh,
it seems like you guys go all the way back. Can you tell me how you guys met and what your relationship is like with Q from World Star?
Sure. Lee and I, nobody calls him Lee except me and his mother, but we met on the floor of Madison Square Garden at a Knicks game. And he was sitting there, and I came up and I sat down, and he goes, "You look like that girl on my favorite cooking show." I said, "I have news for you. I am that girl on your favorite show." We were just drinking buddies. He's like my sports companion. He is out there. If you've ever watched World Star Hip Hop, I'm not on it that often, and so I always say to him, "When are you gonna feature me on World Star Hip Hop?" He's like, "I don't know about that."
this one is the Queen Majesty. There's coffee in this one. This one's interesting.
Okay. This is child's play.
This is no big deal yet.
Yet.
Can you tell me about glitter? What do you remember about shooting
I knew
glitter?
you were gonna ask me about glitter.
Tell me about glitter.
I get asked about glitter more than Mariah Carey gets. This is my personal theory.
Yeah, it might be true.
I was really excited to do glitter because it was my first huge movie, and at the time, it was a really big deal. I have to tell you, the best thing about glitter is standing next to Mariah Carey while she sings a cappella. She's a freak of nature. It's the same way I felt when I saw Michael Jordan. These people have these Olympic talents. My role, as usual, that everyone will tell you, was supposed to be much bigger, but most of it wound up on the cutting room floor. So if you want to see me on glitter, the good news is that you only have to watch the first half an hour.
This one is the Hot Ones sauce. You're on the
This
Hot
is your-
Ones show. This is my hot sauce.
This is your house hot
Our
sauce?
hot sauce. I
Will
know
you
that
make this?
we did. We didn't make it like you make it. I know that
Okay.
you make your own hot sauce
I
and you
do.
have the tub and everything.
Can I taste it?
Yeah, definitely. Pop the top. Pop the top, Padma.
Can I just stick my finger in it?
Whatever works for you. Love it.
It's fruity, but in a different, more fermented way.
Definitely.
It's good. Can I take this home in my purse?
Take that. We got
Yeah.
another one for you.
Oh, cool. Okay, all right. Then I'll leave this.
Whatever
one.
you want. Whatever you want, Padma.
So I'm gonna have
This
hot
is
sauce in my bag.
and talking about hot sauces, we were kind of talking about it before the show, but it is kind of a complicated process to do right. I don't think a lot of people understand that. You know, like sometimes on a novelty hot sauce, you just want to send that heat through the roof, and they don't
Yeah.
care about taste, and that's fine, and that's why these things
But that's
exist.
a gimmick, right?
That's a gimmick, but like if you want to make like a real actual sauce,
Yeah.
you have to balance it, and that's not
You-
so easy to do.
You definitely have to balance it. I think that any good hot sauce should have a little bit of sweet, a little bit of tart, and it should also be salty. Not only have hotness to
Yeah,
it,
not
a
just
balance.
the smoke. Not just the smoke.
Like I like the pineapple in yours. Didn't you say yours has pineapple?
Yeah, mine has pineapple. Now this one's interesting.
Blueberry.
What we're moving- This next part of the show is called Explain That Graham, and what we do is we do a deep dive on our guests' Instagram. We pull interesting
Okay.
pictures that just need more context.
Oh,
so
God,
I'll
okay.
show you the picture,
All right,
and then
cool.
you tell me the broader story. Sound
Okay.
good? All right, laptop, please. This one's kind of a two-parter. So we got
Okay.
this selfie with Chris Rock.
Yeah.
And then this stage, which is crazy. You have Aziz, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, John Mayer. Can you
Yeah.
tell me what this night was all about?
I was actually with Aziz that night. I was out with Aziz that night. Aziz and I come from the same ethnicity in India. We both speak Tamil. And then Chris and I have been friends for over 20 years. You know, I love comedy, and I'm really like, you know, a dirty black man trapped in this Indian Barbie doll body.
This one's great. Sometimes you just gotta remind them, Padma. Sometimes you just gotta remind them. Am I right?
I know, it's funny, I get some flack for putting sexy pictures up of myself, but honestly, like, I work my ass off in the gym. I have to after eating all that food on Top Chef. So that was actually shot by my niece. She's a grad student, and she's always pushing me to do sexier pictures, and she's trying to help me with my Instagram game. And sometimes that works, and sometimes that doesn't. I really like that
This
picture.
works. Shaq, Padma and Shaq.
Yes! You picked some good, juicy ones.
I did.
I just like jumping up and trying to touch the top of his head, and we became friends. And he would always say, "Okay, well, if you can't go out with me, who can you set me up with?"
Smart.
in
That's a
your
smart
camp?"
guy.
Yeah, and I was like, I wouldn't do that to any of my friends. This is getting hot. Mm-hmm. This is just outright, I'm gonna fuck your mouth up hot.
Yeah.
It is.
You know, a lot of people know you from Top Chef, and your fans know you obviously legendary modeling career and the cookbooks and the memoir, but some people might be surprised that you actually have a decent little IMDb page. Can you tell me about Star Trek Enterprise? Because you're on an episode it's called Precious Cargo.
They are rabid fans.
Do people like come up to you like
Yes.
knowing you from Star Trek, not knowing anything else?
Hell yes.
That's
Like,
amazing.
When they come up to me, it's like a teenage girl coming up to Justin Bieber. It is the most wonderful feeling in the world. I was only on one episode, and then they made up a whole language for me to speak. You know, I'm from a planet called Creos Prime. I'm amazed that I remember this. It was at least a decade ago. So, you know, I would be talking on set, and there are two linguists on set with binders. And so they gently step in very, you know, politely, and they say, you pronounce it Calagua, and it's not Calagua, it's Calague. And I'm like, nobody speaks this language but me, you know? And they would say, no, your language, we created this language for you because it has Austro-Hungarian Magyar roots, and that is what it needs to be. And because they publish this stuff, and Trekkies memorize it, and you know.
If you messed up, those guys giving you cards would like tell you that you mispronounced that word. What about?
I still get incredible fan mail. I mean, some of it's kind of creepy, but most of it's really good. Yeah. Oh. It's hot. Mm-hmm. It's hot.
So speaking of hot, you once said, as a child, I was with spicy condiments like most children are with chocolate or candy. What I want to do is hit you with some spices, and maybe you can tell me the first thing that comes to your mind, or what dishes they work in, and we'll just keep them going like that. Gochujang.
Gochujang is great. It's used in Korean food. I would use it on fish and nothing, like, you don't have to use much else.
Lingham's SOS chili.
I love Lingham's.
You do?
Yes, how do you know? Well, you know about it. Lingham's is a Singaporean brand. It's wonderful. It's got a lot of sugar in it, and it's got a lot of texture in it. So it's like a chunky ketchup. Beautiful orange color, great on eggs, wonderful whisked into mayonnaise and slathered on sandwiches. I love Lingham's.
Let's go with a classic, Frank's Red Hot, just your classic buffalo wing sauce.
I like it. I used a lot of it in college. I got nothing bad to say about Red Hot.
Padma, how you doing? Pretty good.
I'm good. I'm good.
You're so good. You're so good.
Thank you.
We've had football players cry. We have rappers come and take laps around the place and have to drink themselves silly. Look at you. Look at you.
Well, I drank a little milk.
Look at you.
Oh, thank you.
So graceful. Okay. So elegant. All right. So this one is Mad Dog 357. 357,000 Scoville units. It used to be our hottest sauce.
Are you sure? I gotta tell you something, and I kind of talk about this in the Encyclopedia. The Scoville units are not really empirically correct because the Scoville scale is very arbitrary, and that's why.
I love that you said that, and this is gonna be hot and it's gonna hit you, but I love that you said that because I also think that marketers take advantage of Scoville units, and they try to pretend like, oh, this thing's like a gazillion Scovilles. This is a billion Scovilles.
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously not, dude. Quit lying about it. So that's why Scovilles, take them out. They don't make any sense.
It's fun. It's fun to say. And also, it's always in the thousands. So, like, what does that mean, you know?
Right. What'd you think of Mad Dog?
I think it's kind of a dog.
So I want to talk to you about being a professional eater because you and I sort of know the pitfalls of that. Here I have to eat 10 dangerously spicy chicken wings every week. You have to eat sometimes 6,000 to 8,000 calories in a day. We know what it's like to overindulge for the cameras. When you go to restaurants, do they feel like they need to just start bringing out plates?
Yes.
And that sounds like it's a great thing, but you're probably like, ugh.
Oftentimes when I go out, I'm trying to make up for all the food that I've eaten, either at my own kitchen or on Top Chef. So I don't really like to eat that heavy. But I just try and take a bite of everything and then move the stuff on the plate so I don't hurt anyone's feelings.
Do you do anything to like soothe your stomach, your digestive tract? Are there any precautions that you take before? What do you do? Because I need all the help I can get.
Drink something called cranberry Drano, which is something I just invented over years and years of Top Chef. It is pure cranberry juice, so not sweetened, and super tart. Fiber powder, like clean and clear fiber powder or Miralax or whatever you like. 4 ounces of green tea with a teaspoon of honey. Make sure that it's brewed hot, and then ice it. And then a vitamin C packet.
And a vitamin C packet. Thank you very much. You know, when you have to eat that much and you have a full stomach, does it ever affect how you taste the dishes? Because, you know, sometimes if you're like hungry.
What's harder is when something is yummy.
And you want to keep going, but you know you have to save space.
I can't, yeah.
You never think about that? I never thought about that.
Yeah.
All right, Padma. Blair's Mega Death Sauce with liquid rage. It is tradition around here to put a little extra dab on the last wing. Padma, you don't have to if you don't want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. Just a little. Just a little
I'll
drop.
put a drop. I want to be a good sport.
There she is. Very deliberate. There it is. Ready?
I ate that straight just now.
Yeah, powerful. Mainlining. So, right?
Oh my god, that's really hot.
It's crazy. Of all the animal testicles that you've eaten in your life, which pair do you think has the best shot of becoming a mainstream menu item?
Duck testicles.
Duck testicles not that bad.
Yeah, I didn't even know ducks had testicles, frankly.
I didn't either until you just said it.
There's always that one episode, which is like the Fear Factor episode on Top Chef. They stopped doing that now because I now have an EP credit and I tell them I'm not doing it anymore. But it's always like, I've eaten so much shit, like kangaroo, alligator, snakes. Alligator and snake on the same plate. I've had bull penis recently.
Bull penis.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of...
No, it was... I just had a little piece of it and I didn't like it.
It's fair.
Like it.
It's fair, Padma.
Yeah.
You made it through.
I
You
did.
cleared the board. It was amazing. 30-second plug is all yours. We just give you the
Thank
floor.
you.
This camera, that camera, or that camera. Let the people know what you have going on in your life.
Okay, please watch Top Chef. We premiered our 14th season. We're in Charleston. It's on Bravo on Thursday nights. And then buy my books, buy Love, Loss, and What We Ate. You can also get it on Audible if you don't like to read. You can just have me in your ears when you're doing your dishes or whatever. And then if you like food, or even if you don't like food and you don't know anything about food, please buy the Encyclopedia of Spices and Herbs. Thank you.
Hey, what's going on, Hot Ones fans? If you liked the video, maybe meet us halfway. Throw us a subscribe. If you didn't like the video, don't subscribe. I don't want you. I don't want you in the tent. But if you liked the video, subscribe. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I love you. More than a friend.